Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. Sign in at the beginning to allow for Emperor Cultivation and suppress dark turmoil. Su Xuanji became a disciple of the Su family, a fallen and desolate ancient family, and activated the system. Host successfully signs into the Su Family Ancestor Stele and rewards cultivation in the Daogong Secret Realm. Due to the triggering of the Great Emperor Dao Yun during this check.in, the reward has been increased by billions of times in critical hits. The reward has been increased from cultivation level of Dao Palace Secret Realm to cultivation level of quasi Emperor. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the quasi Emperor cultivation. Are you invincible at the beginning? Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. The Ancient Family. Sign in at the beginning and get ready for Emperor Cultivation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I have indeed traveled through time. I have arrived at this mystical world, which is at least billions of times larger than the previous Earth. On a golden and rustic bronze mirror, a young man's face with sharp and angular features was revealed. With a gentle sigh, Su Xuanji withdrew his gaze with a complex expression. 3 days ago, he suddenly arrived at this mystical world full of powerful people. After a brief period of anxiety, and other emotions, gradually, after 3 days of sedimentation, he had to accept this indisputable fact. With the philosophy of settling for what comes first, Su Xuanji gradually adapted to his current identity. I, Su Xuanji, have become a disciple of the Su family, a desolate and ancient aristocratic family. The ancient aristocratic family refers to a powerful family that once had an ancient emperor in its ancestors. I don't know why. Although there was a great emperor who suppressed the current situation in the ancestors of the Su family, the family was once extremely strong. But later on, it slowly declined and never regained its former glory. Even compared to other ancient aristocratic families, it is much weaker. Of course. Even the declining ancient aristocratic family is by no means comparable to other forces in the eastern wilderness. This world is too dangerous. The supreme powers move mountains and seas, pick stars and moon. However, being able to be a disciple of an ancient family is not a bad start. The world is called the Beta Continent, which is composed of 5 regions, namely, Donghuang, Shimu, Beiyuan, the Nanling Mountain and Zhongzhou. Each area is vast and boundless, tens of thousands of times larger than the Earth in its past life. The Su family is located in the eastern wilderness. In the eastern wilderness, there are 3 major ancient aristocratic families, and the Su family is just one of them. In addition, there are several ancestors who have had the powerful Holy Land tradition of the Great Emperor. The ancient family symbolizes the peak power standing at the top of the continent. Therefore, even though the Su family has declined, as long as they do not actively provoke other ancient aristocratic families or provoke those orthodox holy sites founded by the emperor himself in the past, they can still roam the world recklessly. At this point, dong dong dong. A crisp and pleasant knocking on the door was accompanied by a man's plain voice. Su Xuanji, it's your turn to clean the ancestral monument temple today. Remember not to be careless during the cleaning process. After cleaning, you can report to the elder on your own. After speaking, the sound of footsteps outside the door gradually faded away. Ancestral Stele Temple. In the room, Su Xuanji was lost in thought. In his memory, cleaning the ancestral monument is his daily responsibility. About a month apart each time, it will be his turn. In the ancestral tablet temple of the Su family, there is an ancestral tablet that has been passed down from generation to generation, left by the descendants of the powerful emperor who was once the ancestor of the Su family. Over the years, Zubiai Temple has become the core of the Su family spirit. Since Su Xuanji has now accepted this identity, he naturally has to fulfill his corresponding obligations to avoid being detected by others in the future. The means of the top powers in this world are unfathomable. He doesn't want to use his little life to test the abilities of these powerful cultivators. In summary, everything still needs to be low-key. We must try our best to avoid getting entangled in trouble. First, complete today's task, then slowly consider my personal cultivation plan. Coming into this rich and colorful fantasy world, Su Xuanji naturally wanted to climb to the highest peak in his heart. Try asking. Who doesn't want to become an unparalleled powerhouse who can easily pick stars and moon with just a few moves? So, with such thoughts in mind, Su Xuanji took a step out of the room and followed the route he remembered all the way to the ancestral temple of the Su family. Along the way, he carefully selected sparsely populated areas to avoid encountering disciples of the Su family and attracting the attention of others. The journey was safe and easy, without encountering any disciples of the Su family. Half a quarter of an hour later, Su Xuanji successfully arrived at the ancestral temple of the Su family. The ancestral stele temple is located in the back mountain area of the Su family, and on weekdays, it is rare for Su family disciples to actively approach this place. So, Su Xuanji arrived at the ancestral monument temple. Within a few kilometers or so, there is hardly any trace of a Su family disciple. After observing the surrounding environment with caution, Su Xuanji was able to breathe a heavy sigh of relief, and his tense spirit was somewhat relieved. Unprepared, suddenly arrived in this completely unfamiliar and dangerous world. At this moment, after the initial nervousness and unease, Su Xuanji gradually had a preliminary plan in his heart. In the early stages, it is necessary to first understand more about the intricacies and news of this world. Then go and investigate in detail, with various intelligence about the Su family. By completing the above, you can start using the Aragia Su family as a stepping stone and embark on the path of cultivation. Ultimately, my understanding of the path of cultivation is simply too limited. Strange creatures. What I have traveled through is just an ordinary disciple of an ancient aristocratic family, not a heavenly pride who has traveled through time to become a member of an ancient aristocratic family. If I had traveled through time and become the pride of an ancient family, where would I have to consider so many tedious trivial matters? Su Xuanji couldn't resist roast. Speaking of which, as a traveler, where is the agreed golden finger? What about the system? Isn't this all a basic standard for a traveler? Why did Mao change here? I'm afraid I'm not a fake traveler. Ding. System activation successful. Auto-bind host. System binding successful. Host can choose any location for check.in, and after successful check.in, they will receive varying degrees of random rewards. The deeper the moral charm hidden within the check.in location, the richer the rewards the host can receive. May I ask if the host has chosen to sign in at the Su Family Ancestral Monument of the Ancient World Family? This is system. Is it here? Su Xuanji was shocked. Immediately, a wave of ecstasy surged into my heart. As a qualified navigator, how can one not have a system? Now it has finally arrived. Sign in. System, hurry up and sign me in. Suppressing the excitement in his heart, Su Xuanji eagerly began to sign in. Host successfully signs into the ancestral stele of the Su family in the ancient world and rewards cultivation in the Daogong Secret Realm. Due to the triggering of the Great Emperor Dao Yun in the ancestral stele, during this check.in, the reward has been increased by billions of times in critical strike. The reward has been increased from cultivation level of Dao Palace Secret Realm to cultivation level of quasi Emperor. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the quasi Emperor cultivation. Do you want to withdraw the check.in reward immediately? Sleeping trough. Check-in triggered the Great Emperor Dao Yun inside the Su Family Ancestor Stele, resulting in a reward of billions of times the critical strike increase. The reward after a billion-fold increase in critical hits is quasi-emperor cultivation. I am Are you invincible at the beginning? Su Xuanji looked bewildered. Chapter 2. Extract the cultivation level of the quasi-emperor. The celestial anomaly shook the east. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Sleeping trough. Sleeping slot. Reward the quasi-emperor's cultivation on the first sign-in. Illusion. Or hallucinations. At this moment, Su Xuanji was as stunned as a chicken. His forehead was still ringing, and the mechanized prompt sound from the system just now was buzzing. Completely dumbfounded. This is the cultivation level of the quasi-emperor. What is happening right now is simply unbelievable to Su Xuanji. Try asking. What is the concept of quasi-emperor? In Su Xuanji's memory, the Beta continent is a mystical world with countless cultivators and strong warriors. True immortals have long disappeared and become ancient myths and legends, existing only in illusory and fictional stories. However, the ancient emperor has had no news for thousands of years so far. Since the last emperor mysteriously disappeared thousands of years ago. In this world, no emperor has ever been born again. There was once a great spiritual power cultivator from an extremely ancient and distant holy land who paid the price of hundreds of years of life and made a prophecy. In the end, he came to a conclusion. 10,000 years ago, the great emperor who achieved enlightenment was too domineering, causing damage to the laws of heaven and earth in this area. The rules of heaven and earth in this area are incomplete, and the great emperor can no longer appear. So far, the true immortals have disappeared, and the great emperor has been silent for thousands of years. Even the ancient sages have become ancient legends and no longer appear in the world. And the quasi-emperor is a terrifying existence that completely surpasses the ancient sages. The quasi-emperor, second only to the great emperor. Being able to carry the word emperor in the realm is enough to indicate the terrifying nature of the quasi-emperor realm. When the cultivation level reaches the quasi-emperor level, every move and gesture is filled with the spirit of the Great Way, and the laws of heaven and earth can be freely adjusted, allowing the emperor's power to manifest in the human world. Even a hint of imperial power that appears unintentionally is enough to make ancient and powerful beings like the sage kneel down. As far as I know. As a member of the ancient aristocratic family, the current leader of the Su family is the strongest, currently in the realm of half-step great power. Su Xuanji's mood was greatly shaken. A powerful cultivator who has reached half a step of great power in cultivation can already be considered as standing at the top of the pyramid in the eastern wilderness. Every move and gesture can destroy heaven and earth. Although it is not yet possible to achieve the feat of picking stars and moon, a half-step capable cultivator can easily destroy a city thousands of miles away with a single blow. Let no grass grow within 1,000 miles. This is the terrifying strength of a half-step capable cultivator. If converted to earth from a previous life. I'm just afraid. With a half-step powerful and full-force strike, one can easily destroy a powerful and unparalleled country, and instantly annihilate millions or even billions of creatures. Above such a powerful half-step power, there are also terrifying cultivators who have truly reached the realm of power. A cultivator in the realm of great power is countless times more powerful than half a step of great power, and can no longer be described or summarized in words. A strong cultivator in this realm has already stood at the top of the Big Dipper continent, serving as the leader, and saint of various ancient sects and holy sites. The head of a powerful ancient family is the realm of great power. Due to the decline of the Su family. Therefore, the strongest member of the Su family, the current head of the family, is still much inferior to the truly prosperous ancient aristocratic family. Deneng is the ultimate goal pursued by the vast majority of Tianjiao in this lifetime. Above the power, there is also the realm of slaying the Dao King. The number of cultivators who have reached the level of King Slayer is extremely rare. Looking at the entire continent, they are all rare and terrifying beings. Strong individuals of this level, as the ancestors of ancient holy sites and ancient aristocratic families, usually remain hidden in the world. Only when holy sites or aristocratic families encounter life and death disasters, will they be born. When the cultivation reaches the end of the King of Slaying Dao, one can have a preliminary glimpse of the realm of the higher-level ancient sage, which is called the semi-saint. Infinite approach to the ancient sage. At the same time, among the countless ancient legends passed down in the world, there are countless realm divisions within the ancient sages. Overall, it's not difficult to imagine what a terrifying cultivation realm is Zhun Di. After all, the quasi-emperor is completely superior to the ancient sages. These days, even the ancient sages have become ancient legends. Suddenly, a check that IN triggered a billion-fold critical strike, allowing Su Xuanji to receive the reward of quasi-emperor cultivation. No wonder he would completely lose his composure. With half a step of great cultivation, the head of the Su family can strongly intimidate the entire eastern wilderness, anger millions of floating corpses, suppress millions of miles of territory, and rule over billions of creatures. And the major religious leaders and saints who have reached the realm of great power have even stood at the top of the pyramids in the eastern wilderness, and even at the top of the world's pyramids. I am about to obtain the quasi-emperor cultivation. A quasi-emperor who is at least billions of times stronger than a great cultivator. At this moment, Su Xuanji was so excited that he couldn't control his emotions at all. Emperor Zhun, this is a realm that is infinitely close to the Great Emperor. A strand of ancient sages' power can annihilate great powers like ants. And a strand of quasi-emperor's power can destroy saints like ants. In this era where true immortals have disappeared and the Great Emperor has no news, the quasi-emperor can completely suppress everything. Simply put, once possessing the quasi-emperor cultivation, Su Xuanji will transform into the most terrifying existence in the world. At that time, as long as you don't actively provoke those old monsters in the life penalty area. Looking at the entire Beidou, Su Xuanji can horizontally push all holy sites and ancient aristocratic families from the front. Those saints, religious leaders, and ancient family leaders who have inherited an immensely ancient and distant legacy will be as weak and insignificant as a group of ants in Su Xuanji's eyes. This is not an exaggeration. Calm down. It took Su Xuanji quite some time to finally force himself to calm down. But his excited face was constantly revealing, and his mood had not yet completely calmed down. Continuously adjusting one's breathing rhythm finally. Su Xuanji has made all the preparations. His eyes flickered and his mind moved. System, immediately extract the cultivation level of the quasi-emperor. A thought fell behind. In an instant. Boom. Accompanied by a roar inside. A warm current emerged out of thin air, rushing into Su Xuanji's body like a trend, crazily washing through his internal organs, meridians, and bones, undergoing a huge transformation of his body. This is a huge transformation and sublimation of the life level. Su Xuanji closed his eyes slightly. The power stored in the body's qi and blood is rapidly increasing at an extremely terrifying speed. Every cell in the body seems to have been activated by the power of dragons and elephants, with infinite power. Visible. Su Xuanji's strength has experienced a leapfrog surge. The journey of cultivation. The first realm that one comes into contact with is the Luanhai Secret Realm. The Luanhai Secret Realm is divided into 4 major realms. Open up the bitter sea. Xiuqing Mingquan. Build a divine bridge. Get to the other shore. At this point, under the sudden inspiration of the system's terrifying power enhancement, Su Xuanji completed the process of upgrading the Wheel C Secret Realm in one go. In just the blink of an eye, Su Xuanji smoothly crossed the secret realm of the Wheel C. At this moment, his punching power with both fists has reached a whopping 100,000 tons. At the same time, his surge in strength is still rapidly continuing. Now he is preparing to challenge the second realm. The Daogong Secret Realm. As the surging power within Su Xuanji's body became increasingly terrifying, his body gradually began to bloom with strands of golden and dazzling halo. Buzz. Buzz. A series of golden halos appeared particularly dazzling, emanating from Su Xuanji's body and instantly enveloping the entire mansion. At the same time, the wheel C inside Su Xuanji's body experienced a strange movement. Finally, a divine golden beam appeared in the wheel C, and inside the golden beam, there seemed to be a chaotic fairy earth world with a fairy-like aura. This is an extremely sacred celestial phenomenon. The laws of heaven and earth are pulled by the human body and manifest in the human world. Next second, the golden light suddenly surged into the clouds. Next up, boom. The entire sky and skies seemed to be torn apart by this golden beam of light. In an instant, the divine and flawless brilliant golden light shines on the Su family's territory of millions of miles. So, the Donghuang region, which had been silent for decades, was all shocked by this golden beam of light. Chapter 3. Immortal King approaches 9 heavens. Chaos grows green lotus. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The dazzling golden halo is incredibly sacred, shining for millions of miles across the land, as if a Buddha had descended into the world, shining brightly on the earth. The sky is completely covered and filled with golden light, even the halo of summer is completely covered. The sky is filled with golden light shining for thousands of miles. Like a lightning-fast North Pole fairy light, it instantly pierced through the sky. Holy! Holy! No time. A celestial anomaly. The sky, spanning millions of miles, is shrouded in this astonishing anomaly. The golden beam that runs through the sky contains a hazy and ethereal space of immortality. At this moment, this ethereal space is gradually becoming apparent in the human world. In the chaotic space inside the golden light, an ancient and majestic figure evolved, with its back to all beings, and descended into the 9 heavens. Every ancient figure here emits an indescribable terrifying aura, unlike those found in the human world, as if it comes from the ethereal realm of immortality, evoking worship from the depths of the soul. They are a distant and ancient taboo existence. Do not look directly at me. No offense allowed. Strands of brilliant and colorful immortal aura float around this revered taboo. I can occasionally see some strangely shaped birds, leaping and dancing in the sky, soaring for 9 days. Next up, the phenomena of heaven and earth have undergone another transformation. Another chaotic space full of immortal energy, derived from the interior of the golden light. In this second chaotic space, a green lotus sprouted from the chaos. This is a green lotus that grew in extremely ancient times. Like the first plant to have life after the creation of the chaotic era. Qinglian is ancient and full of Taoist charm, born sacred. Every lotus seed can evolve into a vast world, and every leaf contains a vast world. Its branches tear open the void, traversing 9 heavens and connecting 3,000 great worlds. There are 3,000 great worlds, all of which need to rely on the branches of Qinglian to reproduce and thrive. This green lotus tree supports the sky. It takes root under the 9 secluded yellow springs. Donghuang. The ancient aristocratic family, the Ji family. On the martial arts arena. A resident of the Ji family who has lived for thousands of years is educating the new generation of Ji family disciples on many basic knowledge about the path of cultivation. On the journey of cultivation, one must first open up the sea of suffering. Only by successfully opening up the sea of suffering can one cultivate the spring of life, then build a divine bridge, and finally reach the other shore. This is the 4 secret realms of the Wheel Sea. When achieving the secret realm of the Wheel Sea, there are extremely rare and dazzling celestial beings, such as the divine body that was born in our Ji family a while ago. When these heavenly beings cultivate the secret realm of the Wheel Sea, they will resonate with the laws of the Tao between heaven and earth through their bodies. This will bring blessings to this world and trigger astonishing celestial phenomena. Those who can evoke resonance between heaven and earth and bring down anomalies when achieving the secret realm of the Wheel Sea are extremely rare sons of heaven's pride. They are heavenly pride demons recognized by heaven. If this kind of heavenly pride does not die prematurely during the process of cultivation, it will eventually become the supreme existence of a sect leader and leader level. Ji Jiasu's old tone carried a hint of emotion. Although he has impressive strength, there is still a huge gap between him and the existence of the Holy Master and the level of the sect leader. In addition, he practiced for thousands of years before achieving his current level of cultivation. This also means that his innate potential has been completely depleted, and there is no further possibility. And it is only a matter of time before those extremely dazzling sons of heaven can achieve the Holy Lord and the Church. After listening to the emotional remarks of Mr. Ji Jiajuku, the disciples of the Ji family present only felt their blood boiling all over. They fantasized that one day they could become the kind of arrogance that the old master of the Ji family talked about. However, this kind of thing is still too far away from you. Our Ji family ruled over a vast territory in the southern region of the eastern wilderness, but even so, over the past century, only a divine body has been born that can trigger astonishing celestial phenomena. Furthermore, we can't find a second example in these 100 years. So, this kind of shocking arrogance is still a rare case, and it is only a probability that one person will appear among billions of people. It's not that easy to appear. At this point, Ji Jiasu couldn't help but shake his head and chuckle. Just as he had just turned around, facing the distant horizon. In an instant, a brilliant golden halo, like a scorching sun, enveloped the sky for thousands of miles at an extremely terrifying speed, completely covering the sky for millions of miles. The entire sky seemed to be ignited by a flame, burning fiercely, shining with a dazzling light like a burning cloud. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's hard to see directly. This is. Ji Jiasu's old man suddenly widened his eyes and stared blankly at the rising celestial vision on the distant horizon. The golden light shone on his wrinkled old face, revealing his shocked expression at the moment. A celestial anomaly. Just mentioning the celestial phenomena, I didn't expect to actually see them in the present world. This caught Ji Jiasu off guard and made him dumbfounded on the spot. Elder, is this the legendary illusion of heaven and earth? Is there a god reflecting the world again in our eastern wilderness? Has the elder already said before that the heavenly pride, which can cause anomalies in heaven and earth, is a rare occurrence in 100 years? A disciple of the famous Ji family was chirping loudly. Their eyes were full of fanaticism and shock, just like the eyes of the elderly hostess Ji Jiasu, staring blankly at the celestial vision that covered the sky in the distance. Wait. Ji Jiasu's pupils shrank and his face was filled with shock. He seemed to have seen some extremely terrifying scene. As if the end had come, terrifying to the point where he couldn't help but doubt life. This is by no means an ordinary celestial anomaly. Under the stunning gaze of the old lady of the Ji family. Only see. The golden light illusion that obscured the sky gradually evolved into a chaotic immortal earth space filled with fairy air, with countless immortal birds and birds dancing high. What's even more terrifying is in this space. Suddenly, a majestic and ancient figure emerged, standing at the end of the sky, wrapped around the sacred golden light, with its back facing the mortal world. This ancient figure is full of immortal aura, as if it comes from the ethereal realm of immortality. At this moment, an ancient taboo introduction suddenly came to mind in the mind of Mr. Ji Jiasu. That's what he saw from an ancient book. That ancient book contains an introduction to all the celestial phenomena related to the evolution of the holy body, divine body, and Dao body between heaven and earth. Gollum. Ji Jiasu couldn't help but swallow his saliva, his face filled with horror and terror. He never dreamed of it. One day, I can truly witness with my own eyes the ancient celestial phenomena that only exist in legends, as seen in ancient texts. According to records in ancient books. This is the heavenly abyss of the immortal king in the 9 heavens. How could it be? Jisu was shocked. If I remember correctly, it has been at least tens of thousands of years and there has never been such a celestial anomaly again. Since the mysterious disappearance of the last emperor, this ancient and terrifying celestial phenomenon has never appeared in the world again. I thought this kind of celestial anomaly had completely disappeared and disappeared. Unexpectedly. Today, it has returned to the human world once again. Who the hell is it? Has Donghuang really given birth to an incredible divine body? This person is truly remarkable for being able to evolve this terrifying celestial phenomenon that has disappeared for thousands of years. Even the celestial phenomena of my Ji family's divine body cannot be compared to them. Just when the old lady of the Ji family was deeply moved. In vain. The celestial and celestial phenomena on the horizon have undergone another transformation. Derived from the golden light, a second chaotic space emerged. Continuing. A green lotus sprouted from the chaotic space, its branches crossing the void, supporting 3,000 worlds and supporting the sky, rooted under the 9 secluded yellow springs. The lotus seeds and leaves of Qinglian seem to each contain a set of cosmic rules, constantly embodying the spirit of the Tao. Upon seeing this scene, the worldview of the elderly Ji family completely collapsed. The second celestial anomaly. Does someone actually manifest 2 celestial phenomena at the same time? How could this be possible? Wait a minute. Suddenly, Ji Jiasu's face changed drastically. I also saw an introduction to the second celestial phenomenon from that ancient book. This kind of celestial anomaly seems to be chaos planting green lotus. Similarly, a terrifying celestial anomaly that existed tens of thousands of years ago has now disappeared for almost tens of thousands of years. Immortal king in the 9 heavens. Chaos grows green lotus. 2 immensely ancient and terrifying celestial phenomena have simultaneously manifested in the human world. Who exactly is responsible for all of this? What kind of monster is it? 2 rare celestial phenomena appear simultaneously. Who could possess such a terrifying and awe-inspiring talent? This elderly resident of the Ji family, who has lived for thousands of years, is now somewhat incoherent. Beidou, is it about to completely change the sky? Chapter 4. The Talent of Sages. Vibration from all sides. Kneeling down. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The entire ancient family of Ji, from top to bottom, was without exception startled by the astonishing celestial phenomena in the sky. Even the true and powerful cultivator, the head of the Ji family, was captivated by the celestial vision. Even a few ancient entities that remain hidden in the Ji family have awakened from their slumber. On the martial arts arena. Elder, what kind of celestial anomaly is this? It looks so sacred. What does it mean that 2 astonishing phenomena manifest simultaneously in the human world? Why was it that someone, who had never heard of before, could simultaneously manifest 2 celestial and celestial phenomena? A famous disciple of the Ji family fixed their shocked gaze on the old lady of the Ji family. Ji Jiasu is about to speak up and explain. Unexpectedly. A sudden sound sounded from the side. If I'm not mistaken, these 2 amazing celestial phenomena are both ancient phenomena from thousands of years ago and have disappeared for nearly 10,000 years now. An old woman wearing a grey robe seemed to appear here out of thin air. When she saw the figure of the old woman clearly, the old lady of the Ji family changed her expression greatly and respectfully spoke up to greet her. Grandfather, did you actually leave the border? This is an ancestor of the Ji family who has lived for over 3,000 years and has existed in the world for an extremely long time. Due to the excessively long lifespan, one's own realm has already reached its limit. This led to her having to shut herself up and sleep soundly in the ancestral land of the Ji family. In this way, to extend the time of survival in the world. As one of the biggest trumps of the Ji family in the ancient world. In theory, only when the Ji family truly encounters a life or death disaster, will she take the initiative to appear in this world. Never expected. She was also startled by these two astonishing celestial phenomena. It's just a little ventilation. I've been sleeping for over 300 years, and I always want to come out and see the most dazzling demon of this era. The old woman's murky eyes gazed at the two celestial anomalies in the distant sky, and her wrinkled old face revealed a strong sense of amazement. Two celestial phenomena that disappeared thousands of years ago appeared simultaneously, leaving her, who had lived for over 3,000 years, feeling bewildered. Carefully scrutinizing the celestial phenomena on the horizon. The old woman spoke again, the immortal king is in the 9 heavens. Chaos grows green lotus. Each of these two visions belongs to the most terrifying celestial and celestial vision of tens of thousands of years ago. Only the most dazzling celestial pride at that time could lead such phenomena to manifest in the human world. Since the disappearance of that great emperor, this kind of vision has completely disappeared. However, to my surprise, two different visions have appeared at the same time today. Even in the era where cultivators, strong individuals, and capable individuals emerged tens of thousands of years ago, any one that could pull out these two visions would be enough to be called a legendary demon. And being able to simultaneously pull two amazing celestial and celestial phenomena to manifest in the human world, even if placed in that extremely glorious period 10,000 years ago, can definitely be said to be the most unparalleled in the world. If this person doesn't die prematurely midway, he will have the potential to become an ancient sage. Words fall. The leader of the Ji family dormitory was shocked and pale. What did he hear? My ancestors actually said so. The existence that brings out these two amazing celestial phenomena will surely lead to the achievement of saints in the future. Have you already possessed the qualities of a saint at a young age? What is this so high evaluation? You should know. The ancient sage has long been reduced to an ancient legend, and it is difficult to find a trace of the sage in the world. Now I have heard of it. Does anyone possess the appearance of a saint? What is this concept? Has the ancestor spoken too seriously? Ji Jiasu asked in a trembling voice. You only have a superficial understanding of these two celestial anomalies, but you have no idea what they really mean. Serious words. I even feel that my evaluation is still too conservative. Either of these two visions is enough to represent that this person possesses the qualities of a saint. Not to mention, now two different phenomena are still emerging simultaneously. The old woman exclaimed in amazement. She, who has lived for over 3,000 years, rarely experiences anything that can tug at her heartstrings. But at this moment, she had to admit it. The two astonishing visions she saw today deeply touched her long-dormant heartstrings. This. After listening to the old woman's remarks, Ji Jiasu was completely shocked. The disciples of the Ji family were even more stunned. The ultimate dream for them is to become a saint or a leader in the level of a powerful cultivator. As for the assets of saints, this is completely beyond the scope of their understanding of thinking. Please convey to the head of the household that all resources of the Ji family must be immediately mobilized to search for this divine body that triggers two ancient celestial phenomena at the same time. We must spare no expense in inviting this divine body to join our Ji family. If we can successfully invite this divine body to join our Ji family, in time, he alone can ensure the extreme glory of our Ji family for thousands of years to come. The old woman's words were not surprising and she died endlessly. Ancestor, we are an ancient family. How could one still treat others with such caution? Moreover, our Ji family already has a divine body. Why bother pursuing a second divine body? In contrast, our Ji family's divine body may not really be inferior to the other party, right? Ji Jiasu's old heart was greatly shaken, and his throat was dry and stubborn as he spoke. You don't understand the horror of a heavenly pride demon with the talent of a saint. He may be able to make our Ji family completely surpass the major holy sites and even other ancient aristocratic families in the future. The higher one's cultivation, the clearer they can understand. How terrifying are those ancient sages who exist in ancient legends. As for the divine body of the Ji family. Although the old woman had been sleeping for many years and avoiding the world, she had never seen the divine body of the Ji family. But judging from her experience of living for over 3,000 years, she can basically determine a little. That's the divine body of the Ji family may not even be worthy of lifting shoes for the other party. After all, this is a terrifying demon that can simultaneously trigger the immortal king's 9 heavens and a chaotic green lotus, both of which can be regarded as the ancient and modern wonders of heaven and earth. Can ordinary divine bodies be compared to each other? This day, the Ji family is almost pouring out. The disciples of the Ji family flock to various parts of the eastern wilderness in search of the divine body. So far, the entire eastern wilderness was completely ignited by these two amazing celestial phenomena. One by one, ancient aristocratic families, ancient holy sites, and major sects mobilized together. Chapter 5. The Great East Wilderness Earthquake. Ancient beings are emerging one after another. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The Eastern Wilderness and Northern Regions. The Ancient Family, the Zhang family. The head of the Zhang family, a powerful cultivator with a cultivation level of great power, is now gazing at the distant horizon with stunning eyes, staring closely at the two amazing celestial phenomena. Two chaotic fairy earth spaces. A forbidden figure with an ancient and majestic figure hidden inside, emitting fairy light and birds soaring for 9 days. The other one is a chaotic green lotus that runs through heaven and earth. The lotus seeds and leaves support 3,000 worlds, and the branches run through the sky and the 9 secluded yellow springs. The immortal king is in the 9 heavens. Chaos grows green lotus. Surprisingly, it's true. These two celestial phenomena that only exist in ancient legends are actually real. Who the hell is he? Can he pull two ancient visions at the same time? The head of the Zhang family, who has lived for thousands of years, is deeply shaken in his heart. As the current head of an ancient family, nothing should have touched his heartstrings. When witnessed with one's own eyes, the emotions of the head of the Zhang family were still crazily shaken by two ancient celestial phenomena that disappeared thousands of years ago. This is the truly authentic and unparalleled demon. Who? After exhaling heavily, the head of the Zhang family suppressed the shock in his heart. Immediately. He immediately convened a high-level meeting of the Zhang family. All elders who have not left the Zhang family's residence must participate in this high-level meeting. The core content of this high-level meeting revolves around the mysterious celestial pride that causes two ancient celestial anomalies. My proposal is to spare no effort to find this divine body. What do you think? The head of the Zhang family said in an unquestionable tone. Supplementary proposal. Supplementary proposal. Elder Jiang unanimously voted to pass. So, this day, the Jiang family of the ancient aristocratic family poured out their nest to search for that mysterious and unparalleled demon. At the same time, Daoi Holy Land. The first command given by a holy ancestor who has lived for over 3,000 years after waking up from his slumber is to let the Holy Land find the unparalleled heavenly pride who caused two ancient visions. At all costs, find that divine body. If this divine body can join my Holy Land, then within 100 years, an extremely powerful Holy Lord will surely appear in my Holy Land. Within 200 years, he will inevitably become the king of slaying Dao above great power. Even He has the potential to ascend to the top of the ancient sage. When this ancient existence, which has lived for 3,000 years, gives such orders to the outside world, the entire Holy Land is completely boiling. The ancient Holy Land with a long history of inheritance has caused an unprecedented shock. Countless disciples of the Holy Land were deeply shocked by this. That is to say, the mysterious demon that triggers two types of heaven and earth anomalies will surely become the king of slaying Dao in the future. Will it surpass the saints of various holy lands? Even, it is possible to glimpse the legendary realm of the ancient sage. What kind of demon is this? The four symbols Holy Land, which is inherited from an extremely ancient era, is also unwilling to fall behind. Find. You must find that divine body before the ancient family. Let him join our four symbols Holy Land. The Lord once threatened. If this person does not die prematurely midway, the future will surely surpass the Holy Lord. Ancient aristocratic families and major holy sites have successively set out. There are also some sects in the middle class in the eastern wilderness, who are even crazier than the ancient aristocratic families and holy sites in searching for that divine body. If this divine body can join our Baiming sect and stay for 100 years, once this divine body truly grows up, our Baiming sect may become the top sect in the eastern wilderness. Only one person is enough to elevate our sect to the ranks of the supreme religions in the eastern wilderness. At that time, we will be on par with the ancient families of the wilderness. On equal footing with the ancient Holy Land tradition. Being able to simultaneously trigger two ancient celestial phenomena to manifest in the human world is enough to indicate that this person's talent and aptitude must be unparalleled from ancient times to the present. Major sects are frantically searching for people. At the same time, an ancient existence that had been dormant for over 100 years has been awakened one after another. Countless cultivators in the entire eastern wilderness were shocked. Donghuang has experienced an unprecedented earthquake. A huge sensation caused solely by one person. The ancient aristocratic family is crazy. The ancient Holy Land is also crazy. They are all searching for the legendary demon that caused two different celestial phenomena, intending to bring this demon into their respective ancestral sanctuaries. Have you all heard of it? A powerful cultivator of the Holy Lord level has already threatened. This mysterious divine body will surely become the king of slaying Dao in the future, surpassing the Holy Lord. What? Is it really fake? Upon hearing what you said, I suddenly understood why ancient aristocratic families and major holy sites, which used to be high and mighty, would completely fall into madness for one person. A peerless pride who will surely become the king of slaying the Dao in the future. No wonder these ancient aristocratic families and holy lands flock to it, wanting to include it in their gates. Countless cultivators in Donghuang were deeply shocked. At this point, a powerful cultivator from Donghuang, who is incredibly ancient, declared to the outside world, I, Nangong Jing, want to take this person as my disciple. I will impart everything in my life and pass on all the precious treasures I have collected in my life. One word ignited the entire eastern wilderness. Make countless cultivators crazy and envious. Surprisingly, Nangong Deneng has also been born. Isn't there a rumor that Nangong Deneng has exhausted his lifespan and completely sat in a secluded place? Originally, Nangong Deneng did not sit down. This is an immensely ancient and extremely high realm supreme existence. Nangong Deneng actually wants to personally take in his apprenticeship. That kid is simply enviable. As far as I know, Nangong Deneng lived for 3,600 years, approaching the limit of his lifespan infinitely. He never accepted any disciples in this lifetime. If one can become the disciple of Nangong Deneng, doesn't it mean they will definitely inherit all the Kuei treasures collected by Nangong Deneng in his life? This is simply a treasure trove. Everything a great cultivator has learned throughout his life, along with the precious treasures he has collected throughout his life. With these resources, he must have been able to become another great cultivator long ago, right? That kid is really lucky. Lucky. Do you call this good luck? If you can also do it, it will trigger two ancient celestial phenomena that have disappeared for thousands of years. I believe that you will also be recognized by powerful cultivators and accepted as disciples. The cultivators, who were envious, jealous, and resentful, became envious. Nowadays, not only are ancient aristocratic families, ancient holy sites, and major sects crazily seeking people. Even the ancient beings, who had fallen asleep 100 years ago, have awakened one after another and begun to compete for their apprenticeship. Donghuang is experiencing unprecedented turmoil. Crazy. Everyone is crazy. In addition to Nangong Danning, there is also an ancient member of the Tuoba family who has awakened from his slumber and wants to take him as his disciple. That guy's talent and aptitude are so terrifying that even these ancient beings, whose lifespan is approaching its limit, are eager to recruit their disciples. There are also the Ji and Jiang families of the ancient aristocratic family, as well as various holy sites, all frantically searching for this person, hoping to bring him into the aristocratic family in holy sites. Does this mean that for this guy, the unattainable, no-God scripture, that we usually have is easily obtainable? It's simply despicable. I have never felt as deeply disgusted by my own talents and qualifications as I do today. Chapter 6. Shocking. Shen Ti is actually a disciple of our Su family. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Su's residence. The sky is completely obscured by two celestial phenomena. The Immortal King is in the 9 heavens. Chaos grows green lotus. Two ancient celestial phenomena that have disappeared for nearly 10,000 years have manifested in the human world, with an ancient and sacred aura covering millions of miles of territory. Billions of creatures look up at the sky, kneeling in worship under these two celestial phenomena. The current head of the Su family, who is also the strongest of the Su family, is now looking up at the sky, staring blankly at this immensely ancient celestial phenomenon. Is there a divine body in this world? Is it the Ji family or the Jiang family? Or is it the Holy Land of Dao Yi or the Holy Land of Shaking Light? The head of the Su family was stunned. Faced with the astonishing ancient world and celestial phenomena at present, even as the strongest member of the Su family, he felt a strong visual impact from the bottom of his heart. In no time, the elders of the Su family made an appointment and came together to the side of the head of the Su family. A white-haired elder of the Su family looked up at the celestial phenomena and trembled in his voice, saying, "My family, my master, I have seen this celestial phenomenon from an extremely ancient book." Upon hearing this, the head of the Su family was greatly surprised and said, "Elder San, what kind of anomaly is this? Why have I never heard of it before?" Continuing. Elder Su's eyes went blank for a moment, and his gaze gradually lost focus, as if he was lost in memories. He slowly introduced the elders of the Su family. These two celestial phenomena are respectively called. The Immortal King is in the 9 heavens. Chaos grows green lotus. Both kinds of visions belong to the extremely dazzling celestial and celestial phenomena that existed thousands of years ago. And those who can pull out these visions are the peerless heavenly pride that has been favored by heaven. It is rare to encounter them in eternity. Just due to the great changes in the laws of heaven and earth, this anomaly has long disappeared from the dust of history with the last emperor. Unexpectedly, this earth-shattering phenomenon has reappeared today. After a pause, he continued in an increasingly amazed tone. There was once an extremely ancient existence that mentioned it. Any heavenly pride that can pull out such celestial anomalies, if it does not die prematurely in the middle, will inevitably become the king of slaying Dao in the future. Even a preliminary glimpse of the realm of ancient sages. The scariest thing is, at this moment, this rare phenomenon of heaven and earth, which can be said to be rare in thousands of years, has actually appeared in two at the same time. At this point, the elderly Su family elder with white hair trembled all over. Around. The hearts of the elders of the Su family were greatly shaken, and their eyes were wide and round. What? As long as one is infected with either of these two celestial phenomena, the future will surely achieve the king of slaying Dao. Far above the Holy Lord of the Holy Land and the heads of ancient families. Even able to glimpse the realm of ancient sages. What a stunning talent is this. So. Now two celestial phenomena have emerged simultaneously. What does this mean? This is an unparalleled asset. An old Su Jiasu who had lived for nearly 1,000 years had trembling lips. He lived for nearly 1,000 years. But it is also the first time I have witnessed such a vast and ancient phenomenon of heaven and earth with my own eyes. Even a few years ago, the celestial phenomena triggered by the divine body of the Ji family were far less astonishing than the current celestial phenomena. The simultaneous manifestation of two supernatural phenomena in the human world represents this person's innate talent and ability, which can be said to be unparalleled from ancient times to the present. Master, if we can bring this person to our Su family, in time, with his terrifying talent and ability, we will surely be able to bring our Su family back to glory. At that time, our Su family will be able to regain its status on an equal footing with ancient aristocratic families such as the Ji family and the Jiang family. This person has unparalleled talent and must be recruited to our Su family. I believe that as long as we make every effort to cultivate it, within 100 years, we can definitely cultivate a king of slaying the way who is superior to the Holy Lord. Even if it doesn't work out, this person will surely become a great power within 100 years. A group of elderly Su parents are talking in unison. At this moment, an elder of the Su family suddenly spoke up, speaking of which, do you feel that the source of this celestial anomaly seems to be very close to our Su family residence? Words fall. The numerous voices of discussion came to a sudden halt. After careful observation, the elders of the Su family collectively fell into a state of stagnation. Their eyes were full of shock, staring blankly in the direction of the source of the anomaly. That direction seems to be Ancestor Stele Temple. Is it our Su family's ancestral temple? Even the head of the Su family was stunned. What is the situation? Is it actually from the Su family ancestral monument temple that the two ancient celestial anomalies originated from? Emotions. The divine body that shook the entire Dongguan region is hiding in their Su family. No. Not right. More specifically, is Shen Ti actually a disciple of their Su family? Their Su family has given birth to a peerless and unparalleled heavenly pride demon. Elder Su Ming, it seems that Zubiai Temple has always been under your jurisdiction, right? An old Su family resident's eyes were blazing with joy. Suddenly, a group of Su family elders stared at Su Ming in the crowd with excitement, and shock on their faces. This Su Ming, who was originally inconspicuous among the elders of the Su family, suddenly jumped up and became the most eye-catching object present. Elder Su Ming, who is currently responsible for cleaning the ancestral monument temple. The head of the Su family eagerly asked. I'm really ashamed, because I've been busy practicing during this time, I forgot which Su family disciple was responsible for cleaning the ancestral monument temple today. However, please rest assured that I will find a disciple to come and ask questions. Su Ming subconsciously wiped the weak sweat from her forehead. In less than a moment, he quickly picked up a Su family disciple with a bewildered expression on his face. I'll ask you. Who is responsible for cleaning the ancestral monument temple today? Su Ming looked anxious and asked in a serious tone. Under the scorching gaze of a group of senior executives from the Su family, the Su family disciple trembled with fear. But soon, he forcefully suppressed the unease in his heart and spoke weakly with a trembling voice to answer. Report to Elder, it seems that the person in charge of cleaning the ancestral monument temple today is An ordinary disciple named Su Xuanji. Chapter 7. Refining Palace. Breaking the quadrupole. Transform into a dragon. Den. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The Dao Palace Secret Realm is a realm above the Wheel C Secret Realm. After the cultivator successfully opens up the Wheel C, they must condense the Dao Palace. The Daogong Secret Realm requires the cultivation of the 5 major divine treasures in the body. Only by completing the cultivation of all 5 divine treasures in the body can one challenge higher levels of the 4 extreme secret realm. The 5 major divine treasures are the divine treasure of the heart, the divine treasure of the liver, the divine treasure of the spleen, the divine treasure of the lungs, and the divine treasure of the kidneys. At this point, under the sudden enlightenment and elevation of the system, the 5 divine treasures in Su Xuanji's body are constantly cultivating themselves to perfection at an extremely terrifying speed. In an instant, the cultivation of Heart God Song has been successful. Boom! Accompanied by a roar in his body, Su Xuanji could feel an extremely powerful surge in his heart. The heart seems to have undergone a transformation, becoming more vibrant. Next up. It's just an instant. The divine treasure of the liver has also been successfully cultivated. The divine treasure of the spleen, successfully cultivated. The divine treasure of the lungs, successfully cultivated. A constant stream of power surged wildly from within, causing Su Xuanji to have an illusion. At this moment, if you strike with all your might, it could instantly destroy the entire Su Family Ancestral Monument Temple. The ultimate cultivation of the kidney god Song means that Su Xuanji has successfully completed the cultivation of the Dao Palace Secret Realm to the stage of great fulfillment. Su Xuanji took an inside look. My internal organs seem to be wrapped in gold, like a small world shining with gold. With the help of the system, there is naturally no so-called bottleneck in the realm. So. Boom. A surging and unparalleled force climbed step by step within his body, instantly allowing Su Xuanji to successfully break through the current Dao Palace Secret Realm and reach a higher level of the 4 extreme secret realm. Quadrupole Secret Realm, done. At the same time, the golden halo entwined around his body became increasingly dazzling and dazzling. The entire ancestral temple of the Su family is shrouded in the golden light that blooms from his body, appearing incredibly sacred. The 4 extreme secret realm focuses on the body and limbs, divided into 4 realms. When a cultivator reaches the 4 extreme secret realm, they can already be initially called a strong one. Even if placed in a powerful and unparalleled ancient family and ancient holy land, the cultivators in the 4 extreme secret realm are not among the cannon fodder class. This is the power of the 4 extremes secret realm. Grasping his fists tightly, Su Xuanji could feel the strength of his body. In no time, the warm current inside continued to crazily enhance Su Xuanji's cultivation and realm. In the blink of an eye, the 4 extreme secret realm has been elevated to a perfect level. Next step. That's the secret realm of transforming into a dragon. The secret realm of dragon transformation, also known as the 9 transformations of dragon transformation, focuses on the body's spine, from the coccyx to the cervical spine. When the cultivation of the dragon transformation secret realm reaches the 9th level of perfection, the spine can manifest the dragon transformation. The 9 transformations of dragon transformation, each of which will cause a tremendous increase in the cultivator's strength. Once the dragon transformation secret realm is fully cultivated, every move and gesture can unleash the power comparable to that of a real dragon, which is extremely powerful. Therefore, the cultivators who have reached the dragon transformation secret realm are among the top and strongest in the world. The premise is that as long as one does not actively provoke ancient aristocratic families or some ancient holy sites or great religions. So, cultivators in the dragon transformation secret realm can basically roam freely throughout the entire eastern wilderness. One person can dominate hundreds of thousands of miles of territory. If I remember correctly, Nowadays, a very rare elder of the Su family is the cultivator of the Dragon Transformation Secret Realm. Simply put, for the current Su Xuanji, the top combat power of the ancient Su family is easily obtainable. For a moment, Su Xuanji successfully broke through the 4 extreme secret realm and achieved the first transformation of transforming into a dragon. And then at a speed visible to the naked eye. His cultivation is steadily increasing. His spine is undergoing transformation into a dragon under the transformation of systemic forces. The second transformation of Huolong. The third transformation of Huolong. The fourth transformation of dragon transformation. The 9th transformation of the dragon has become great and successful. In just the blink of an eye, Su Xuanji reached the stage of achieving great perfection in the Dragon Transformation Secret Realm, and his cultivation was already comparable to that of a very few elders of the Su family. Vaguely, the shadow of a real dragon appeared on his back spine. The shadow of the real dragon is located in the human spine, swirling with a sense of power. This is the unique characteristic of achieving dragon transformation and perfection in cultivation. The elders of the Su family who have lived for thousands of years have achieved nothing but the completion of the Dragon Transformation Secret Realm in their lifetime. However, in just an instant, Su Xuanji reached the point of standing shoulder to shoulder with Su's parents. If Elder Su finds out about this, he may doubt life on the spot. As is well known, every change in the 9 transformations of the dragon is as difficult as reaching the heavens. Who could have imagined it again? Can someone achieve the 9 transformations of dragon transformation in an instant? Still achieving the 9 transformations of the dragon by skyrocketing from the secret realm of Luanhai. And this is far from the limit. Everything is just the beginning. After reaching the perfect level of the 9 transformations of the dragon, there is an extremely terrifying destructive power in every move and movement, causing the lives and souls of thousands of miles of territory to be destroyed. Above the Dragon Transformation Secret Realm. It's Sendai. Only by climbing Sendai can one be considered standing at the pinnacle of combat power in this world. According to some memory fragments in Su Xuanji's head, he learned. A cultivator who has reached the first level of heaven in Sendai already belongs to the level of the elder of the Holy Land. As an ancient aristocratic family, among the many elders of the Su family, there are very few who have reached the first level of cultivation in Sendai, and can be counted with one hand. It can be imagined how rare and rare are cultivators with Shen Ti cultivation level. Every immortal cultivator is a top-ranking official in the Holy Land, family, and sect. When one reaches the pinnacle of perfection in the first level of cultivation in Sendai, it will be called the half-step great ability. The current head of the Su family, Su Yao, is a half-step superpower at the top of the first layer of the heavenly peak in Sendai. Also the strongest member of the Su family. The second layer of heaven in Sendai is the true power. The masters, saints, and emperors of ancient noble families, ancient Holy Land traditions, and ancient dynasties during their heyday are the 2 great cultivators of immortality. The third layer of Sendai, known as the King of Slaying Dao. This level of cultivator belongs to the greatest trump card of the ancient Holy Land and its ancient aristocratic family. As for the 4th layer of the Sendai above the King of Slaying Dao, among the countless ancient legends circulating in the world, the 4th floor of Sendai belongs to the realm of ancient sages. Ordinary people cannot be peeped upon. And it has long become an ancient and distant legend. Breaking the dragon. Ascend to Sendai. Su Xuanji's eyes flickered. The next moment, the unparalleled surging power within the body rushes towards higher realms. Boom! In an instant, this force shattered the threshold of the realm with an unstoppable momentum. At the moment when an incredibly pure, majestic, and terrifying force emerged out of thin air in his body, causing his own strength to skyrocket, Su Xuanji immediately realized it. He successfully broke through the Dragon Transformation Secret Realm and achieved the first level of heaven in Sendai. Now he is already in existence of the same level as the supreme elder of various holy sites and imperial dynasties. In the desolate and ancient family of Su, which is now in decline, it is the strongest person standing at the top level. It's only one step away from the current head of the Su family, Su Yao, the strongest of the Su family. Don't continue to improve your cultivation in Chapter 8. Becoming a Saint. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A continuous and majestic force was like a surging river, wildly rolling and washing through Su Xuanji's body, and this force was still constantly surging. Breaking into Shen Ti from the Dragon Transformation Secret Realm is a huge transformation. The strength has skyrocketed countless times. At this point, with every move and gesture, Su Xuanji can easily create one devastating destruction after another. The cultivators of the Holy Land and the rank of Supreme Elder of the Imperial Court are naturally towering, surpassing all living beings and creatures, and overlooking the human world. Every immortal cultivator, even an ancient family, needs to be treated with caution. Now, Su Xuanji became a big shot in this level. Is this the power of the first layer of heaven in Shen Ti? Feeling the terrifying power hidden within his body, Su Xuanji was amazed in his heart. He has not yet fully realized this power. Next up, his own cultivation and realm are still in the process of rapid growth and improvement. In the blink of an eye. From the initial cultivation of entering Xianyi, it skyrocketed to the peak of Xianyi. That is to say half-step great. The realm comparable to the strongest of the Su family. Next second, the realm has loosened again. And then the realm has been forcefully broken open. Su Xuanji leaped from Immortal 1 and achieved the great power of Immortal 2. Shen Ti's second floor sky, complete. The cultivators in this realm are towering and have already become the lords of ancient holy sites, imperial dynasties, and ancient aristocratic families. They can rule over billions of creatures and dominate millions of miles of territory. I succeeded above the head of the Su family. I am now the new strongest member of the Su family. On par with the Holy Lord of the Holy Land and the Emperor of the Imperial Court. Su Xuanji's mood was filled with emotion. The Holy Lord and Emperor are powerful cultivators standing at the top of the entire Beidou. However, inadvertently, I became an existence of this level, on equal footing with a venerable saint or emperor. Of course, Su Xuanji currently only has extremely powerful cultivation, and it will take some time to adapt to the terrifying power of his body. Only after fully adapting to this force can he truly achieve equality with the Holy Lord and the Emperor. But don't forget, Xian Er Deneng is far beyond the limit of Su Xuanji. His cultivation and realm are still climbing step by step. From the beginning of entering the Immortal Second Power, I have once again transformed and crossed to the peak of the Immortal Second Power. Boom! Accompanied by a roar inside. Su Xuanji broke through the realm of the two great powers of immortals, successfully achieved the King of Immortal 3 slashes. Thoroughly surpassing the Holy Lord and Emperor. The power hidden within the body is even more terrifying countless times. Powerful enough to make Su Xuanji feel that this world seems fragile and unbearable. You can destroy heaven and earth with every move and gesture. This is no longer an illusion. At this moment, he is truly capable of destroying the sky and earth. Su Xuanji, wrapped in a golden halo all over his body, only raised his hand slightly, and the slight power emanating from his body tore apart the space. Twist and tear the surrounding space forcefully. This force is too terrifying. The surrounding area where Su Xuanji is currently located, even the square space, seems unable to accommodate the terrifying power hidden in his body. This is the strength of Su Xuanji now. Ranked at the top of the current Beidou cultivation. Flipping your hands can cause the lives of hundreds of thousands of miles to be destroyed, instantly destroying billions of lives. This is a cultivation level belonging to the ancient Holy Land, ancient aristocratic family, and imperial ancestors. I have achieved the king of the immortal three slaying paths. In the dark, Su Xuanji had a premonition. After becoming a cultivator of the Xiansan/Dao King level, he felt a sense of oppression from heaven and earth, as if there was a possibility of heavenly punishment and thunder calamity falling above his head at any time. Lift your head and look up at the sky. Su Xuanji felt that. As long as he thinks, he can trigger the thunder calamity of heaven and earth to descend at any time. Finally triggered the thunder calamity. Su Xuanji was not too surprised by this. Some extremely rare cultivators with extremely exceptional talents and qualifications were already able to lead Thunderbolt to descend and baptize themselves as early as the 4 extreme secret realm. And Su Xuanji, who has now become the king of the immortal 3 slashes, has only just begun to sense the thunder calamity between heaven and earth. This is enough to demonstrate the power of the system. After he was forced to elevate his cultivation to the extreme, thunder tribulations gradually hovered above his head. In general, when the 9 transformations of the dragon impact the first layer of the heavenly realm in Sendai, there will be thunder tribulations descending to the world. The system, on the other hand, forcefully shielded Su Xuanji from the thunder calamity and elevated his cultivation level to the level of the immortal 3 slaying Dao King, allowing him to slightly sense the existence of the thunder calamity. If I allow my cultivation and realm to continue to improve, the accumulation of my thunder calamity will become stronger, and the calamity I need to face will naturally become more terrifying. Su Xuanji suddenly wanted to stop his cultivation and continue to soar. Thunder calamity is a calamity that targets powerful cultivators landing in the world. It's a disaster, it's also a baptism. If you cannot overcome the thunder disaster, you will naturally die and disappear. If one can overcome the thunder calamity, their body will become even stronger under the baptism of the thunder calamity. In summary, Su Xuanji had a premonition. If he wants to trigger a thunderbolt, then this thunderbolt must be an extremely terrifying and destructive thunderbolt. After all, this thunder raid is highly likely to have been saved up. He rose from the Wheel C secret realm to the total number of thunder raids of the immortal 3 slaying Dao King. It can be imagined. How terrifying will this lightning disaster be? It goes without saying. The scariest thing is Su Xuanji's current cultivation is still skyrocketing. This means the thunder calamity he is about to trigger in the future will become increasingly terrifying. Don't continue to improve my cultivation. I really have no happiness to enjoy it. Su Xuanji thought helplessly in his heart. He finally realized it. So the exaggerated increase in strength is not a good thing either. The surge and improvement of one's own cultivation ability he was completely uncontrollable, let alone unable to force an end. So, in no time, he smoothly rose from his initial cultivation in the 3rd year of immortality to become the great king of the 3rd year of immortality. And half of his foot also stepped into the 4th layer of Sendai sky. Stepping into the realm of legends that only belong to the ancient sages. Half saint. Half foot stepping into the realm of saints is half saint. The semi-saint is already a completely transcendent and extraordinary person, achieving a great sublimation of the level of life and initially touching upon the powerful laws and mysteries between heaven and earth. Simply put, half-saint, completely beyond the realm of the king of slaying the way. The two cannot be compared at all. If a semi-saint wants to deal with the king of slaying Dao, it's as easy as crushing an ant. Even the most terrifying son of heaven cannot cross the realm and rebel against the semi-saint. Because the half-saint has already touched upon the law, he can preliminarily mobilize the laws of heaven and earth to kill enemies, without being limited to his own physical strength. Being able to touch the word saint in one's realm is enough to indicate the terrifying semi-saint. There is an old saying that goes, "Under the sage, all are ants." This all indicates the strength of the sage's realm. And when Su Xuanji entered the semi-holy realm, he had not yet fully breathed a few breaths before and after. In vain. Boom. The laws of the surrounding heaven and earth are greatly pulled and touched. At the same time, with the touch of the laws of heaven and earth in this area, Su Xuanji's body underwent earth-shattering changes once again, achieving a complete transformation and sublimation of life. Compared to the changes brought about by all the realm upgrades just now, it is even more astonishing in countless times. The endless laws of heaven and earth transform into power and flow into the body. The laws of this world are resonating with Su Xuanji's body. Countless laws of heaven and earth seem to be cheering with joy for a moment. After being baptized by the laws of heaven and earth, Su Xuanji leaped from a semi-saint to a saint. From Xian San, break into the realm of Xian Si Xingren. He has become holy. Arriving at this realm, only existing in countless ancient legends of the sage of the Middle Ages. The sage of ancient times, with just a strand of hair, can easily defeat the powerful. The power hidden in a drop of blood can instantly kill a great king. Chapter 9. The Might of a Sage in All Directions. 1 Update. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After reaching the realm of a sage, Su Xuanji could feel even more that there was a certain immense sense of oppression against him in the world. He knows in his heart. This is bound to make the accumulation of thunder disasters on the sky even more terrifying. On the day when the thunder disaster falls, it will definitely be a rock-shattering shock. This is a devastating thunder disaster. In response to Su Xuanji's catastrophic disaster. At this moment, Su Xuanji's every move and gesture can lead the sacred laws between heaven and earth. This is exclusive to saints. Being able to mobilize the power of the laws of heaven and earth in a single thought, thus killing the enemy. Under the sage, all are ants. It is precisely because of this that the laws of the way are too terrifying. Those who have not reached the realm of saints cannot resist the terrifying destructive power of the laws of the holy way. Even the most rebellious arrogance cannot achieve the goal of overthrowing the ancient sages in the realm of a great king. The two are completely not on the same level. The dimensions of life are completely different. Is this the power of the laws of the way? Feeling the faint surge of law power in the surrounding space, Su Xuanji could appreciate his own strength. With a raised hand, he can freely pull the laws of the holy way down to the level of great power, giving a devastating and painful blow to all living beings in the world. When the sage is angry, there is no grass growing in the territory of billions of miles. Billions of living beings will all be charred. A powerful cultivator of this level already possesses the power to forcibly destroy the world. Compared to the immortal 3-slaying Dao King, it is more than 100 million times stronger. From the surrounding air, Su Xuanji can freely adjust the laws of the holy way that exist in space. How terrifying is the power of laws! It goes without saying. After becoming a saint, one can initially activate the laws of the holy way between heaven and earth to bless oneself, completely surpassing all ordinary cultivators. The difference in strength between the king of slaying Dao and the sage, although only separated by one realm, is actually a world of difference. Su Xuanji had an understanding in his heart. Simply put, saints no longer belong to ordinary life forms, but to higher-level life forms. Under the baptism of the sacred laws of heaven and earth, Su Xuanji's body also transformed into a more holy and flawless state. To reach the realm of an ancient sage, even relying solely on the body's shell defense is enough to make it difficult for cultivators at the level of King Slayer to inflict any damage. The body is flawless. The full force strike of the King of Slaying may not even qualify to leave a mark on the saint's body. Even the shell of a saint who has been dead for nearly 1,000 years cannot be decayed after 1,000 years, nor can it be destroyed by the slaying king. It can be imagined how powerful a saint is. Due to his recent achievement as a saint, Su Xuanji was temporarily unable to achieve the ultimate goal of perfectly controlling this powerful force within his body. So, a faint trace of the power of the sage emanated from his body. Boom! Even if it is just a tiny trace of the power of a saint, it is still a great terror for ordinary life. Master, could it be that our Su family has truly given birth to an supreme divine body? At this moment, an elder from the Su family is constantly approaching the Zubii temple. Among them, an ancient existence that has lived for thousands of years. When the supreme divine body that shook the entire eastern wilderness was most likely the ordinary disciple of the Su family in the ancestral temple, this group of ancient Su family members felt a strong sense of ecstasy. Nowadays, the closer they are to the ancestral monument temple, the more they can feel it. The distance from the source of the celestial anomaly is getting closer and closer. Being able to simultaneously pull two ancient celestial and celestial phenomena that had already disappeared tens of thousands of years ago, such innate abilities are simply unparalleled from ancient times to the present. If this child truly comes from our Su family, we must make every effort to cultivate it. Over time, our Su family may not necessarily be incomparable to the Ji and Jiang families. Su Jiasu said excitedly. What the three elders said is absolutely true. Even if we do everything, we must cultivate this divine body well. The other elders of the Su family all agreed. If you're not mistaken, the two astonishing celestial phenomena may have already alarmed the entire ancient families, major ancient holy sites, and imperial orthodoxy in the eastern wilderness. I believe that people from the Ji family, Jiang family, and various holy places are already on their way to our Su family. When these aristocratic families, holy sites, and emperors gather together, the real trouble will just begin. We need to ensure the safety of the divine body's life in the hands of many influential figures such as ancient families, holy sites, and imperial dynasties. This is by no means a simple task. The simultaneous appearance of these two celestial phenomena is truly shocking and shocking. Therefore, it is difficult not to attract the attention of these ancient aristocratic families and holy sites. In the past, every divine body born out of nowhere will inevitably trigger a series of fierce battles among major forces, vying for the ownership of the divine body. Of course, now their Su family is taking the lead. As a disciple of their Su family, Shen Ti. But no one can guarantee it. Will these ancient aristocratic families, holy sites, and dynasties choose some vulgar means to stifle the growth of the divine body in advance when they cannot obtain it? In this way, we aim to prevent the emergence of a hostile Desheng divine body in the future. Once any divine king's body reaches its ultimate level of cultivation, the lowest conservative estimate is that it belongs to the leader, and even has the potential to achieve the ultimate level of slaying the Path King. So, that's why. If various forces are unable to seize the divine king's body, it is highly likely to destroy it. If such a thing really happens, their Su family will suffer heavy losses. Before any divine body grows up, it is just a tiny and weak life. Tianjiao, who has not yet grown up, is worthless. Upon hearing the mention of the ancient family, major ancient holy sites, and the impending imperial dynasty, including Su Yao, the head of the Su family, all the elders present felt a heavy burden. Leaving aside other matters for now, the top priority is to find the divine body and ensure that it is a disciple of our Su family. As for the rest, I will consider it slowly next. Su Yao had a serious expression on his face. The homeowner's words make sense. All elders unanimously agree. At this moment. In vain. Boom. Without warning, an extremely terrifying aura emerged from the air raid. In an instant, the momentum enveloped the entire audience. A group of more than 10 elders, including the head of the Su family, were all enveloped by this momentum present. It seems like the scent emanating from an ancient existence thousands of years ago, magnificent. Exciting. Terrifying. It makes one unable to resist. In an instant, the breath squeezed against the head of the Su family and his elders, causing them to abruptly stop their footsteps towards the ancestral monument temple. This is. The head of the Su family, Su Yao, a half-step cultivator with great abilities, smelled an unprecedented sense of fear from the breath sweeping through his body. You should know. He's a half-step powerhouse. With one's own strength, it is powerful enough to intimidate the supreme existence of the eastern wilderness with a territory of millions of miles. He is also the current head of the Su family, a legendary ancient family. The strongest of the Su family. However, under this aura, he felt his own insignificance and fragility. Compared to this terrifying aura, he himself is like a drop in the ocean. Like a speck of dust in the desert. It's insignificant. What kind of terrifying existence is this? Su Yao couldn't contain his fear and couldn't help feeling waves of hair all over his body. Just this wisp of breath made him completely unable to muster any rebellious thoughts. At the same time, all the elders of the Su family, without exception, knelt down on the ground trembling and uneasy. They looked towards the direction of the Su Family Ancestral Monument Temple with fear and terror on their faces pale to the point of almost no blood, and their lips trembling as they instinctively blurted out. An extremely ancient and terrifying supreme existence. It has already arrived. Chapter 10. Treading on the Road of God. Zhun de Chong Tian. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Not good. Just now, I didn't seem to deliberately control and restrain the aura and pressure of the sage. So much so that my body let out a strand of the sage's power. I hope it hasn't had a significant impact on the Su family. Su Xuanji thought to himself. Continuing. He quickly restrained this strand of sage power. Due to achieving the realm of ancient sages too quickly. He simply cannot adapt perfectly to this terrifying force that has emerged out of thin air in a short period of time. Therefore, now, he can only strive to restrain his own strength and not let the destructive power hidden in his body affect the external environment. But it's okay. Just now, it was just a faint trace of the power of a saint leaked out, and it won't have a significant impact. If just now, a strand of power containing the laws of the sage's path had been inadvertently leaked, the entire Su family is highly likely to be destroyed in an instant. This is not an exaggeration. The power of the sage is extremely terrifying. In just a blink of an eye, you can destroy the sky and the earth. Even if it's just a faint thread of power containing the laws of the Holy Way, it can still be easily achieved, forcibly destroying the entire Su family's territory for millions of miles. The power accumulated by the thunderstorm is becoming increasingly terrifying. Looking up at the sky, Su Xuanji could feel an extremely terrifying force hovering within the thunderous sky. Even now, with his cultivation reaching the level of an ancient sage, he can still feel a strong palpitations from the thunder disaster at the end of the sky. It has to be said. It is not a good thing to exaggerate the skyrocketing cultivation level. The key is until now, his cultivation is still skyrocketing. In the blink of an eye, I successfully broke through from the Holy One Heavenly Realm, where I first entered the Four Sages, to the Holy Four Heavenly Realm. The speed of the surge has not been weakened in the slightest. In an instant. Saints 5 heavens. Saints 6 heavens. Saints 7 heavens. The sage's 9th heaven is perfect. Before Su Xuanji could react, he once again reached the perfect state of the Four Sages. Only one step away from the higher 5-story heavenly sage king in Sendai. Since Su Xuanji was unable to forcibly stop the surge in cultivation, he could only passively enjoy the wonderful taste of his physical strength rising step by step. Boom! There was a roar inside the body. The realm has been broken through again. Su Xuanji went from the 4 sages of immortals to the realm of the 5 sage kings of immortals. After his cultivation reached the level of the sage king, his mastery of the laws of the holy way between heaven and earth became countless times more proficient. My strength has also increased countless times. The sage king's control over the laws of the way is equivalent to that of adults and children, compared to the sage's understanding of the laws of the way. One day, one place. It's a world of difference. Continuing. The realm has once again broken through. Sage King Kongshan. Sage King Triple Heaven. Sage King 4 Heavens. Sage King 9 Heavens. Once again perfect. The 5th floor of Sendai is perfect. The Sage King is perfect. Boom. Breakthrough. Breakthrough from the 5th level sky of Sendai to the 6th level sky of Sendai. This realm is called Great Sage. Su Xuanji successfully crossed from the realm of the Sage King to the realm of the Great Sage. Reached the Heavenly Saint. At this moment, his understanding and control of the laws of the Holy Way have reached its peak. Stronger than the Sage King by countless times. The Great Sage is the pinnacle of understanding the laws of the Holy Way. Su Xuanji's every move and gesture was full of the spirit of the Holy Way, and he could destroy the heavens and the earth with just one click, and even forcibly destroy the entire eastern wilderness without hesitation. Next second. Boom. Dishing Chong Tian. Boom. Great Holy Triple Heaven. The 4 heavens of the Great Sage. Here we go again. Su Xuanji looked up at the sky with a helpless expression on his face. Watching helplessly. The thunder calamity accumulated at the end of the sky became increasingly terrifying, and the sense of oppression it brought to him also became stronger. He can foresee. Waiting for this thunder disaster to come to the world will surely be enough to destroy a world. Finally. When one's cultivation breaks through and reaches the great holy 8 heavens. The improvement of one's realm has only slowed down slightly. Is the skyrocketing cultivation finally coming to an end? Su Xuanji thought to himself. Just as he had this idea in mind. Boom. Break from the 8 heavens of the Great Sage to the 9 heavens of the Great Sage. Now, he has reached the pinnacle of the Great Sage's perfection. The 6th floor of Sendai is a great success. This is already the ultimate end of the Sendai realm. Going higher. That is a brand new realm. That realm is called Emperor Zhun. The closest realm to the Emperor. Only by achieving the cultivation of the quasi-Emperor. That's the true meaning of stepping on the path of God. At this moment. Su Xuanji's control over the laws of the Holy Way has reached the limit of perfection. Once he breaks through this limit, he will leap up to a higher level of supreme realm. At that time. What he holds will no longer be the laws of the Holy Way. But rather the supreme law. The quasi-emperor controls the supreme law. Even more powerful than the laws of the Holy Way. Even if one's talent and aptitude are at the level of a demon like Great Saint, they cannot be compared to the quasi-emperor. Emperor Zhun, you can now unleash your imperial power. Under the authority of the emperor, even the Great Sage would be subjected to extremely terrifying and immense suppression. Being able to maintain a standing position under imperial authority is already quite remarkable. As for using the realm of a Great Sage to rebel against the quasi-emperor. Absolutely impossible. As Su Xuanji's cultivation arrived at the perfect 9 heavens of the Great Sage, his speed of cultivation improvement finally became infinitely slow, and his desires were about to stop. But in the end, this ultimate realm was still broken through. Boom. A roar. Su Xuanji successfully reached a brand new realm. Breakthrough. It has also become stronger. Becoming stronger tens of thousands of times more. His life level has once again been elevated and transformed. Transforming from a great sage to a quasi-emperor. Completely transcending the realm of Sendai. Achieve the position of quasi-emperor. Zhun De Chong Tian. And he can start to gain initial control over the supreme law between heaven and earth. The laws of the Holy Way correspond to saints. And the supreme law corresponds to the quasi-emperor. The two rules cannot be compared at all because the difference between the two is too great. When the sacred laws hidden in the surrounding space transform into the supreme laws, Su Xuanji could clearly feel it. He only needs a moment of thought. It can activate the supreme law between heaven and earth, and descend an extremely terrifying supreme power. With just a flick of your finger, you can easily destroy the stars. Even destroy the entire Beidou. For Su Xuanji at this moment, the vast and boundless Beidou has become incredibly fragile. It's simply fragile and vulnerable to a single blow. As long as he thinks, he can forcefully smash the entire Beidou. Let the Beidou instantly fall into pieces and drift towards the endless void of the universe. Yes. This is by no means an exaggeration. Even the stars hanging in the sky, he can still use his supreme power to forcefully smash and destroy them from billions of miles away. Even the shocking act of destroying a massive planet of life was not an extremely difficult task for him. This is the terror of the quasi-emperor cultivator. Emperor Zhun, he is countless times stronger than the great sage. The two realms cannot be compared at all. Just like the king of the immortal three slaying paths cannot be compared to a saint. Although it may seem like just a difference in realm, the strength is vastly different. Now, Su Xuanji crossed the great sage and truly embarked on the path of emperor, becoming a genuine quasi-emperor. At the same time, after the cultivation has officially reached the realm of quasi-emperor, the system endowed him with a mysterious power of soaring cultivation, which slowly disappeared and turned into nothing.